The Beta Hall, the Galactic Council Hall, was quiet, too quiet. Thousands of alien leaders sat in a wide circle of light, their eyes fixed on the small human group standing alone at the center. Humans were new to the galaxy, but they had already changed it. They had survived wars that should have erased them, and they had defended worlds that were not their own. The Council spoke of peace. They spoke of balance and safety. They said the war was over. The human delegates listened carefully, believing that reason had finally won. Ambassador Hale stood straight, calm but tired. He had seen betrayal before, but he did not expect it here. The council leader raised a glowing symbol, a sign of unity. Humanity has proven strong, the leader said, but strength can also bring fear. The words sounded polite, but something felt wrong. The translators paused for half a second too long. The lights in the hall shifted from warm to cold. That was when the guards moved. Alien security forces surrounded the human group, weapons raised. No warning was given, no final discussion. The council leader's voice became hard. Humanity is declared a threat to galactic order. The peace offer was rejected by your existence. The humans did not shout. They did not beg. They only looked at each other and understood. Peace was never the plan. Ambassador Hale spoke one last time. You fear us because we survived, he said. You fear us because we adapt. The council did not reply. Energy cuffs locked around the humans' arms. Across the galaxy, the message was sent. Earth was labeled dangerous. Human ships were ordered to be seized. Human colonies were marked for control. The council believed this would end it. They believed Earth would panic. They believed humanity would submit. They were wrong. Far from the bright lights of the council hall, a silent signal reached Earth. It was short, coded, and clear. Betrayal confirmed. On Earth, there was no chaos. There were no loud speeches. No public panic. Only quiet movement. Old commanders were called back. Deep vaults opened. Sleeping fleets began to wake. Human leaders did not shout about revenge. They did not curse the council. They followed a rule learned on a harsh world. Prepare first, speak later. The council celebrated their decision. They believed they had removed a future danger. They spoke of control and order. They never noticed the data streams going dark. One by one, in a hidden detention chamber, the human delegates waited. They knew Earth would not forget them. They knew Earth would not forgive easily. Ambassador Hale closed his eyes. He remembered the council's words about peace. He almost smiled. The galaxy had made a mistake, not because it attacked humanity, but because it believed humanity would stay silent. In the deep dark of space, human ships changed course. No alarms were raised, no warnings sent. The council thought the threat was contained. They thought the problem was solved. They did not know Earth was already listening. Earth's silent PRIP, RITOR, did not scream in fear. Earth did not beg for mercy. When the betrayal message arrived, it was received in silence. In a deep command room beneath the planet's surface, human leaders stood around a dark table. The message from the council was short and clear. No confusion, no doubt, betrayal confirmed. No one asked if the council could be trusted again. That question was already dead. The oldest admiral in the room slowly stood up. His voice was calm, steady. Activate protocol Iron Wake, he said. The room came alive. Hidden systems powered on. Codes that had not been used for generations unlocked. Across Earth, beneath oceans, mountains, and cities, ancient hangars opened. Massive doors moved for the first time in decades. Inside them slept ships the galaxy believed were only myths. These ships were not built for display. They were built for survival. Factories shifted their purpose in minutes. Civilian production stopped without announcement. Every resource was redirected. No news was broadcast. No warnings were sent to the public. Earth did not want panic. Earth wanted focus. People noticed the silence, but humans were used to silent danger. They trusted their leaders. They trusted each other. In orbit, civilian ships were quietly guided away from key systems. No alarms, no emergency signals, just smooth movement. The galaxy watched Earth and saw nothing. That worried no one in the council. To them, silence meant weakness. They believed Earth was frozen by fear. They did not understand humans. Humans were loud only after they survived. In the deep void beyond normal space lanes, the first human fleet began to move. No lights, no open communication, only controlled motion. These ships were different. Their hulls carried scars from old wars. Their weapons were built to end fights fast. not to scare, but to finish. Commanders reviewed targets without emotion. They did not hate the Council. Hate made mistakes. This was not revenge. This was correction. On Earth, the final order was approved. Fleet authority was transferred. Emergency laws were activated. Human leaders spoke one final sentence into the system. Protect Earth. End the threat. That was enough. In the detention chamber far away, the human delegates felt a change. The guards were nervous. Systems flickered. Something was happening. Ambassador Hale opened his eyes. He felt it in his bones. Earth had answered. The Council still believed they were in control. They discussed how to divide human territory. They argued about who would gain the most. They did not see the silent shadows forming beyond their borders. They did not hear the echo of engines waking from long sleep. Earth had finished preparing. There would be no speeches, no final warnings, only arrival in the dark between stars. The human fleet, aligned, every ship ready, every commander waiting. The order had not yet been spoken, but it did not need to be. The fleet arrives. The Council system was calm. Too calm for a place that ruled half the galaxy. Bright stars burned softly around the capital world. Trade ships moved in clean lines. Defense stations floated like silent guardians. The Council believed they were safe. No alerts were active. No enemy fleets detected. Then space changed. Sensors blinked once, then failed. Long-range scans went dark without warning. At first, the operators thought it was a system error. They ran checks. They reset systems. That was when the sky broke. Space folded inward, like a wound tearing open. Light bent the wrong way. One human ship appeared, then another, then hundreds. Within seconds, thousands of massive warships filled the void. They formed perfect lines, cold, silent, unstoppable. No broadcast signal was sent. No warning message followed. The alien defense commanders froze. They had never seen ships like these. These were not fast raiders. These were moving fortresses. Human vessels were dark, gray and black, scarred by old battles, marked with symbols of Earth. Symbols the Council had mocked as primitive. Defense stations powered up late. Weapon systems struggled to lock targets. Human ships jammed every signal. The Council world finally sounded its first alarm. Too late. In the Council chamber, panic spread. Leaders shouted over each other. Guards ran in confused patterns. How did they reach us undetected? One leader cried. They should not have this technology. Another said. A massive human command ship moved forward, larger than any Council vessel. Its presence alone bent gravity around it. A single message was transmitted. Clear, calm, and short. This is Earth. No threats, no anger, just fact. The Council tried to respond. Their transmission never reached the fleet. Human ships repositioned with perfect timing. They surrounded defense platforms. They blocked all escape routes. Not a single shot was fired yet. And already the system was lost. Alien captains realized the truth. This fleet was not rushed. It was planned. It was controlled. Human commanders watched in silence. They had studied this system for years. They knew every weakness, every blind spot. The first strike came without sound. Precision beams disabled power core. Defense stations went dark. One by one, there were no explosions, no chaos, just sudden helplessness. Council fleets tried to launch. Human ships moved faster, blocking exits, forcing them back. Fear spread across the system. Civilians watched the sky fill with human steel. For the first time, the galaxy saw humanity's true strength. In the detention chamber, the human delegates felt the vibration through the station walls. Ambassador Hale slowly stood. He knew that sound Earth had arrived. Back in the Council chamber, leaders finally understood their mistake. They had not provoked a weak species. They had awakened a patient one. The human command ship moved closer to the capital world. Its weapons stayed silent. Its presence spoke louder than fire. A final message appeared on every remaining screen. You chose betrayal. You chose fear. The fleet held position, waiting. This was not an attack yet. This was judgment approaching. The Council system was surrounded, cut off, powerless, and the galaxy was watching. Total annihilation. The Council world waited in silence. No ships moved, no weapons fired. Fear filled every station and city. Alien leaders finally understood the truth. Earth had not come to talk. Human commanders gave the order. Short, clear, final. Begin operation. The human fleet moved as one. Perfect timing, perfect control. Energy beams struck defense platforms with surgical accuracy. Power cores shut down. Shield grids collapsed. There were no wild explosions, no burning cities, only clean removal of resistance. Human weapons did not destroy blindly. They erased capability. Military shipyards went dark. Command centers lost control. Communication towers fell silent. Council fleets tried to fight back, but their weapons could not lock on. Human ships predicted every move. One by one, Council warships were disabled. Engines dead, weapons offline. Crews alive but helpless. Across the system, alien soldiers realized they were already defeated. This was not a battle. This was execution of a decision made long ago. In the council chamber, leaders screamed orders that no one could follow. Their screens showed only human symbols. Every escape route blocked. Some begged for negotiation. Some demanded surrender terms. The human response was silence. Human commanders remembered the detention cells, the lies of peace, the chains placed on their people. They did not feel rage. Rage clouded judgment. They felt resolve. A single human strike group moved toward the central council station. Its weapons targeted only military nodes. No civilian areas, no population centers. The message was clear. Earth did not punish the innocent. Earth punished betrayal. The council station lost power section by section. Gravity failed. Lights died. Guards dropped their weapons. Leaders fell silent. Across the galaxy, watching systems recorded everything. Other races saw what happened to those who betrayed humans. They saw restraint, they saw control, and they saw fear. In the detention chamber, the human delegates were freed. Doors opened without violence. Guards stepped aside. Ambassador Hale walked forward. Slow, calm, unbroken, outside the station. Human ships filled the sky, endless, silent, dominant. The council world was neutralized, not destroyed, but stripped of power. Earth had proven its point. It could have erased the system. It chose not to. That choice frightened the galaxy more than destruction ever could. Human commanders sent the final operational report. All hostile forces disabled. Council authority ended. The fleet held position, weapons ready, awaiting the next command. The council had fallen, not with fire, but with certainty. And the galaxy finally understood. Humanity did not seek annihilation. Humanity delivered it, only when necessary. A new galaxy order. The council world was silent. Its leaders defeated, powerless, and humiliated. The galaxy watched in shock. No one had expected humans to act with such precision. On Earth, the leaders gathered. They reviewed the actions of the fleet. No one celebrated. No one cheered. The operation had been a duty, not revenge. Messages were sent across the galaxy, short, firm, and clear. We wanted peace. The message read, you chose fear. Alien races listened carefully. Some feared humanity, others respected it. All understood one truth. Earth did not negotiate with betrayal. The surviving council members were placed under supervision. Their fleets disarmed. Their powers removed. Earth created new rules for intergalactic law. Rules that even the oldest species could not ignore. Human diplomats traveled to key worlds, not to beg or negotiate, but to explain, to ensure no one would make the same mistake again. The galaxy slowly adapted. Trade routes reopened. Some planets pledged loyalty. Others simply chose to avoid confrontation. All knew that humanity had changed the balance forever. Stories of Earth's fleet spread quickly, from one system to another. Legends of a species that survived impossible odds. Legends of humans who punished betrayal without cruelty. Legends of a people who turned patience into power. On the former council world, the few remaining leaders whispered. They underestimated them. One said quietly, they should never have doubted survival itself. Back on Earth, Ambassador Hale looked up at the stars. He thought of the council. He thought of the fleet. He thought of humanity's future. A quiet voice in the room said, never betray a species that learned survival on a death world. And the words became a law across the galaxy. A warning, a lesson, a story that would be remembered for centuries. Humanity returned to its home planet, peaceful, strong, silent. The galaxy knew the truth. Never betray humanity. Never test their patience. Never doubt their strength. And so, a new order began. Not with fear alone. Not with tyranny, but with respect, and the undeniable fact that humans survived. Because survival was in their blood, and the galaxy would never forget it.